Hello students, in the series of these online lectures, today our topic is Community Ophthalmology Part 2. As some of the part we have already discussed in Part 1, now the other aspects of Community Ophthalmology we will discuss in this lecture. So the next disease is trachoma, and trachoma is caused by a chlamydial agent that is called Chlamydia trachomatis. This disease accounts for nearly 1/6 of a global burden of the blindness. In India, blindness due to trachoma is on decline when compared with the previous figures, because our government have organized different national blindness control program starting from 1976. So it is on decline, but still it is there in our population. Effective intervention have been demonstrated in developing nations using the SAFE strategy. So what is SAFE strategy? SAFE S is stands for surgery to correct lid deformity and prevent blindness. As you know that there is a lid deformity found in trachoma cases, so which ultimately leads to trichosis or rubbing of the eyelashes on the cornea, and ultimately if not treated it result into uh, corneal blindness. So surgery, if there is a lid deformity, surgery is must in case of trachoma. So surgery to correct lid deformity. Antibiotic has a very major role in this trachoma. Antibiotic for acute infection and community control is should be added with the treatment, or should be added in the strategy. Tetracycline, doxycycline, sulfacetamide, all these topical as well as systemic antibiotic can be used. And facial hygiene, because it is a infective disease, communicable disease, so facial hygiene is must. And environmental changes including improved access to water and sanitation and health education. So safe includes surgery, antibiotic, facial hygiene, environmental changes. So WHO has organized an alliance for global elimination of trachoma by the year 2020, and this is called GET 2020. So next, refractive error is very important in control of blindness. Uh, the aim to control of blindness is to eliminate visual impairment, visual acuity less than 6/18, and blindness due to refractive error or other causes of low vision. So strategy recommended under Vision 2020 initiative include create awareness for refractive error and demand for refractive services, screening to identify individual with poor vision which can be improved by spectacle or other optical device, refraction services to be made available to individual identified with significant refractive error, ensure optical services to provide affordable spectacle for individual with significant refractive errors, low vision services and low vision aids to be provided for all those in need. So all this strategy should be planned in case of refractive errors and low vision. So onchocerciasis, this is also known as river blindness, and it is the causative organism of this is Onchocercia volvulus. It is a parasite worm infected through a black fly. The important feature is itching, bulbs in the skin, blindness. These are the mainly clinical feature of this. And this disease or onchocerciasis is mostly found in the African continent. So is known to be endemic in 37 countries, and this is the second largest cause of blindness due to infection after trachoma. The aim is to eliminate blindness due to onchocerciasis by the year 2020, and target is to develop national onchocerciasis control program with satisfactory coverage in all the 37 countries where disease is endemic. Strategy to introduce community directed treatment with annual dose of mactizan, ivermectin. Ivermectin is the main drug of choice to treat the larva present in the human, and doxycycline is also used in this disease. The next is glaucoma. Following measures are recommended for opportunistic glaucoma screening, case detection by tonometry and fundus examination. Opportunistic screening at eye care institution should be done in all persons above the age of 35 years, those with the diabetes mellitus and those with the family history of glaucoma. So if the patient is of more than 35 years of age, suffering from DM or a family history of glaucoma, it should be screened for glaucoma. Community-based referral by multi-purpose workers of all persons with diminution of vision, colored halos, rapid change of glasses, ocular pain, family history of glaucoma. So it should always be referred to the glaucoma center, and opportunity screening at eye level in all the patients of the age of 35 years. And next is diabetic retinopathy. The diabetic retinopathy. So diabetic retinopathy is an important cause of blindness due to posterior segment disorder in 50 plus population. To prevent visual loss occurring from diabetic retinopathy, a periodic follow-up is very important for timely intervention. Following recommendations are made. Awareness generation by health worker. All known diabetic to be examined and referred to eye surgeon by the ophthalmic assistant. Confirmation by FFA, fundus fluorescein angiography, and laser treatment of diabetic retinopathy at tertiary level. The strategy must be bring down the medical management of diabetic retinopathy at the secondary level. The next is corneal blindness. Major cause of this blindness are corneal ulcer due to infection, trachoma, ocular injuries, keratomalacia caused by nutritional deficiency. Objective regarding corneal blindness under Vision 2020 in India is to reduce prevalence of preventable and curable corneal blindness. Strategies for control of corneal blindness are: general strategies include identification of infants at risk in cooperation with RCH program to take appropriate measures, identification of preschool children at risk by door-to-door survey, identification of school children through school health services, identification of senior citizen with post-cataract surgery bullous keratopathy. To ensure supply of essential drug required for primary care such as tetracycline eye ointment, antibiotic eye drops, and vitamin A supplement should be provided to the population. The second is disease specific strategies are as below. If there is eye infection including ophthalmia neonatum, ocular prophylaxis at birth with broad spectrum antibiotic is very important. Eye injuries, education of people regarding avoidance of ocular trauma like cracker blast, industrial accident, road accident, other trauma, thereby reducing irreversible corneal blindness. Trachoma blindness, prevention of xerophthalmia. A total ban should be placed on the ophthalmic practice by coax. Protective measure for eye of industrial worker and agriculturist should include use of goggles and eye shades. Keratoplasty and eye banking. The keratoplasty operation can restore vision in significant number of corneal blinds. Keratoplasty in literal meaning you can say it corneal transplantation. So it can restore vision in significant number of corneal blinds. Under NBCP Eye Donation Fortnight is organized from 25th August to 8th September every year to promote eye donation. And there is a new inclusion of one line on eye donation in death certificate. If the person is willing, or if the person was registered for corneal donation, the one line statement is there in the death certificate. National Program for Control of Blindness. It is the apex body to plan, to execute, and to make strategies for control of blindness in India. India was the first country in the world to launch the National Program for Control of Blindness in years 1976. In 1976, NBCP was formed, and the main focus in this program in 1976 is trachoma, and there is distribution of sulfacetamide eye drops among the general population to prevent the spread of trachoma. So what were the goals? To provide comprehensive eye care facility for primary, secondary and tertiary levels of eye health care, and to reduce the prevalence of blindness in population. What are the objectives of NBCP? Reduction in the backlog of blindness through identification and treatment of blinds, development and strengthening of comprehensive eye care facility, development of human resource for providing eye care services, improvement in quality of the service delivery, securing participation of voluntary organization and private practitioner in eye care, enhancement in community awareness on eye care, setting up of mechanism for referral, coordination, feedback between organization dedicated to prevention, treatment and rehabilitation of eye disease. So it has got different levels: central, state, district. So what are the role of central level? So at the central level, program organization is the responsibility of the National Program Management Cell. This is the program organization cell located in office of the Director General Health Services, DGHS, Director General, Department of Health, Government of India. To oversee the implementation of the program, three national bodies have been constituted as below: National Blindness Control Board, chaired by Secretary Health to Government of India; National Program Coordination Committee, chaired by Additional Secretary to Government of India; National Technical Advisor Committee, headed by the Director General Health Services, GOI. So central level activities include procurement of the goods, major equipment, bulk, consumable, vehicle, etc., non-recurring grant in aid to NGOs, organizing central level training courses, information, education and communication activities, development of MIS, monitoring and evaluation, procurement of services and consultancy, salaries of additional staff at the central level. These are the activities. And now we will discuss about the state level. A state program cell is already in place. All the work related to blindness control shall be routed through state program officer or joint director ophthalmology in charge of NBCP. State level activities include execution of civil works for new units, repair of renovation of existing units, equipments, state level training and IEC activities, management of state project cell, salaries for additional staff, state blindness control society. The SBCS will release grant in aid to district blindness control society for various activities. District level, district blindness control society. Objective of DBCS established is to achieve the maximum reduction in avoidable blindness. Need for establishment of DBCS was considered because of the following factor: to make control of the blindness a part of government's policy of designated the district as a unit for implementing various development program, to simplify administrative and financial procedures, to enhance participation of the community and the private sector. So composition of the DBCS is each DBCS will have a maximum of 20 members consisting of 10 ex officio and 10 other members in the district. So plan of action and activities. So plan of action of activities is extension of eye care services, establishment of the permanent infrastructure, primary eye care at peripheral level, PHC and subcenter is being strengthened by providing necessary equipments, posting up paramedical ophthalmic assistance and organizing refresher course for doctors and other staff of PHC on prevention of blindness. Currently, the program implementation is subsumed under National Rural Health Mission, that is NRHM, secondary eye care at intermediate level, tertiary eye care at central level, and center of excellence at apex level. And the third one is intensification of high health education. So strategic plans for Vision 2020, the right to sight in India includes following strategy: strengthening advocacy, reduction of disease burden, human resource development, eye care infrastructure development, target disease identified for intervention under Vision 2020 initiative in India include cataract, childhood blindness, refractive errors and low vision, corneal blindness, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma. Next topic is vision for the future. Vision for the Future, or VFTF, is International Ophthalmology Strategic Plan to Preserve and Restore Vision, launched in February 2001. It is another global initiative in addition to Vision 2020 for prevention of blindness. So VFTF is in addition to the Vision 2020. Implementation of this program is being done by International Council of Ophthalmology, or ICO. It is parallel to and complementary of Vision 2020. Care is being taken to avoid duplication. The targets and aims are different from the Vision 2020, so that there should not be any duplication of disease to the aims. So next point is human resource development. So how we can utilize human resource is mid-level ophthalmic personnel, MLOP. Broadly, two streams of such personnel are envisaged: hospital-based MLOPs. These include ophthalmic nurses, ophthalmic technician, optometrist, and orthoptists. So orthoptists are the person who related to the who are dealing with the management of the ocular movements. So these are called orthoptists. And community-based MLOPs include those with outreach field functions such as primary eye care workers and ophthalmic assistant. So next is eye care infrastructure development. For eye care infrastructure development, there should be 20 center of excellence in the country like India, and 200 training center, one for 5 million. So if the population is 5 million, one center should be there. So 200 training center is required, and 2000 service centers, one for 5 lakh. One center for 5 lakh population, so 2000 service center is required, and 20,000 vision centers, one for every 50,000. So this was the eye care infrastructure development based on the recommendation of the WHO. So friends, this is all about community ophthalmology part 2, and we will further go into the details of community ophthalmology in the next chapter or in the next class. So till then, I thank you all that you have attended this class. Thank you.